stay up in your lane or you might get posterized like Dipsy Dude, Dunkaroo. Don't jump, cause I'm coming through.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dodd Sports Network. I'm your host, Alex Dodd. This past week brought both joy and disappointment to your local teams. Let's get started at looking at what happened on the diamond. Clemson was on the road for 4 games this past week, but the weather limited the Tigers to just 3 games. On the 25th, Clemson traveled to the friendly confines of Athens, Georgia, to take on their second SEC opponent. The Tigers cranked it up early with 4 no-out hits in the first inning to take a 3-0 lead over Georgia. Georgia did answer with 1 run in the bottom half, but Clemson poured it on, with 2 runs in the 4th, 7 in the 5th, and 3 runs in the final frame to close out a reassuring 16-4 wins over the University of Georgia. Next, Clemson had to travel to College Park, Maryland, and ended up sweeping a planned 3-game series that ended up as 2 against the 25th ranked Maryland Terrapins. Clemson cruised to a 3-1 win in Game 1 of the series on Friday thanks to clutch hitting from Shane Kennedy. Kennedy had a home run in the 2nd inning of the game and also had the go-ahead RBI triple in the 9th. He was 4 for 4 on the day. Clemson once again utilized the long ball in the Saturday game versus Maryland. The Tigers had a 3-run bomb from Steve Wilkerson in the 1st inning and another 2-run shot from Chris Oakey later in the game. Clemson had 13 hits and ended up winning 7-1. Sunday's game was canceled due to some rain, and it's the first time since 1999 that Clemson couldn't play all 3 games of an ACC series. The last time, ironically, was also against Maryland. I now have a soundbite from last weekend's series versus Florida State from Garrett Bulware about what it means to see consistency in winning baseball games in the context of the postseason.
We can't keep going up and down like that. We got to get some rhythm going, especially if we want to do something positive. If we want to put ourselves in a good position in the postseason, we got to start winning these games because we can do it. We're capable of doing it. We just got to do it.
South Carolina continued to amaze as they hosted Coastal Carolina and the University of Tennessee Volunteers in the previous week. The Gamecocks defeated Coastal with ease, 4-0, thanks to some more tremendous pitching. Pitchers Evan Beal, Kurt Britt, Vince Fiore, and Reed Scott combined to only allow 1 Chanticleer hit. On Friday, South Carolina matched up against Tennessee in a pivotal SEC series. Through 8 innings, the game was tied at 2-2. South Carolina was originally down 2-1, and that game ended up being tied on a pass ball in the 8th inning. The game went into extras all the way to the 12th when it was postponed due to rain. On Saturday, in the 14th inning, Jordan Gore, the freshman, lifted a shot high and deep into left field that went all the way. The solo shot propelled South Carolina to a 3-2 victory over the Tennessee Volunteers. The next game of the doubleheader was nothing shy of a miracle for the Gamecocks. South Carolina got down 6-0 through 4 innings. But as we've seen so far this season, this team doesn't get down easily. They were down 6-0 and managed 3 runs before the bottom of the 9th. Down 6-3, and to their last out, Brian Selleck came to the plate and singled. Also, Matt Schrott with 2 outs hit a 2-run home run to right field that cut the Vols' lead to 6-5. 2 more hits and a walk loaded the bases for All-American Grayson Griner and catcher of the Gamecocks. And just like a Hollywood movie, Griner took a 1-0 pitch deep over the left field fence, giving South Carolina a walk-off 9-6 win. It was his 4th home run of the season and 2nd grand slam. South Carolina dominated the Vols 8-0 on 13 hits to take an SEC sweep on Sunday and improved to 6-3 in conference play. South Carolina plays host to App State on Tuesday before traveling to Fayetteville to face the Arkansas Razorbacks. In Furman news, the Paladin baseball team fell in 2 out of 3 games in Birmingham this weekend as they visited the Sanford Bulldogs. The Paladins are 11-17 so far on the season and aren't exactly living up to the fans' expectations. The Paladins men's lacrosse team hosted Atlantic Sun foe High Point this weekend and were outmuscled 15-7. The Paladins fell to 0-9 on the season and 0-1 in conference. they've been struggling to gain ground on their opponents physically, being as young as they are with all the freshmen and sophomores on the team. Against the Panthers, Furman fell in the ground balls department 34-20, meaning the number of loose balls recovered was less than that of high points. After the game, I had a chance to catch up with Furman head coach Richie Meade.
You're trying to improve in practice this week. What exactly are you guys going to be working on?
Well, we have to work on our defense, our interior defense after we slide, the covering on the inside, the clearing game. We only didn't clear twice this game, but both times they scored on those possessions, and those are critical, came in critical times. Some of the staple things were stick work and our shooting. We had some shots today that were poorly taken. Our judgment isn't great. Some of it's impatience, some of that you expect, and some of it's just tactic. There's basically three things you work on in practice, right? You work on technical things, you work on tactical things, and then you work on human things, right? Human relations things. So those are the three areas that we have to focus on. Technically, we have to throw and catch better, shoot better, agility, all those types of individual things. Tactically, we have to understand our scheme better, both offensively and defensively. And then the human part of it is we have to develop the poise and some of the intangible qualities we need to be able to handle these games. So those are the three areas that I think you always work on when you're playing a game, when you're getting ready to play a game. And then we just have to deal with the situations during the game as they unfold.
Thanks.
In NCAA basketball, the Final Four is set, with Connecticut, Wisconsin, Kentucky, and the University of Florida punching their tickets to Arlington, Texas. But Clemson University is preparing for a different Final Four in a different venue. They are in New York for the NIT semifinals. The Tigers play against number 1 seed SMU, who, like the Tigers, narrowly missed the NCAA tournament field. The Mustangs are led by Hall of Fame coach Larry Brown and pose a threat to Clemson's defensive style of play with the shooters that they possess on the offensive end. The winner of Tuesday's game will play the winner of the Minnesota-Florida State game, also to be played this week. As the NFL draft approaches, an unsung local prospect is quietly edging his way onto NFL draft boards. Dakota Dozier is the offensive tackle from Furman University and is predicted to go on the second day of the draft, if not earlier. Possible landing spots could include nearby Charlotte, North Carolina, or even icy Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I caught up with Dakota to learn more about this rare experience.
With Dakota Dozier. Dakota, can you talk about the combine and the whole experience altogether?
It was a great experience. Long 4 days, but a ton of fun. I got to meet a lot of teams, talk to a lot of coaches, took a lot of X-rays, medical stuff. It was a great experience. Got to meet a lot of people. See the fellow people that are possibly drafted and whatnot. But it was great. I loved it, and I was just proud to go represent Furman.
Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a great week and join us next time on Dodd Sports Network.
Better recognize, stay up in your lane or you might get posterized like Dipsy Dude, Dunkaroo. Don't jump, cause I'm coming through like Dipsy Dude, Dunkaroo. Watch your head cause this is all I do. I go home.